Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Cool. So, if you haven't seen the previous videos we've done with Sophie, please do check them out. Do a quick little intro, I guess, Sophie, for those who haven't.
Yeah, so I'm Sophie. I run your marketing department. So basically helping out with strategy and running your marketing for you from an in-house point of view, working with D-Type and other agencies to deliver that marketing. So having trusted suppliers I know can deliver on time, on budget, and get the results that we need to hit business objectives. So yeah, that's what we do
Excellent.
in internal marketing departments.
Fab. So this is something we've talked about a lot, and there's
Yeah.
actually it was the first idea of the video, and this is now our third, third one. But it is the root of everything, and we need to do it from a brand and web perspective. You need to know it or do it for a marketing perspective.
Yeah,
Um, it's something we've connected on and talked about a lot,
yeah,
and it is
absolutely.
value proposition.
Value proposition.
And this will be interesting to sort of, I think, take it in turns to describe what that means. So, Sophie, I'll
Yeah.
put you in the deep end first. What's a value proposition?
So a value proposition technically is a description of what you do for your customers. However, it's very difficult to take that and put it into marketing. So what I produce is probably a bit of a hybrid between a value proposition and brand proposition and general overall messaging.
Hmm.
But for me, it is the core message that you want to go out to customers with that makes you stand out within the market, that differentiates you in the market so people can understand why you're different to all your competitors. That's my description.
Perfect. Yeah, well done. I'll say exactly the same. Yeah. Yeah. From my eyes, from particularly from a website perspective, is you've got one core sentence that's going to get people in, half a second, I think the stat is.
Yeah,
Do I know what you do? Can you help me? Do I like you?
yeah,
So that's a lot to capture in a sentence. And I think this is why ad agencies, particularly in the 50s, and well, to this day, um, are so sought after because
yeah,
what they do, So I think one of the most famous ones was Apple's iPod. 1,000 songs in your pocket. Genius,
genius, yeah,
it describes the product, it gives you something new, and it's easy.
yeah,
Brilliant. I'll look up our value proposition on our website. I'm not going to read it out because I'm probably going to change it after this. But we get across what we do, what it means for you, and why you need it.
yeah,
I think those are the core things. On whether it's and I suppose you need to have this as a business as a core.
yeah,
But then we've got different landing pages. We've got our homepage and then different landing pages, and sometimes that adapt for a specific niche.
yeah.
We work with a lot of property businesses, like letting estate agents, and we talk about instructions rather than leads because that's their language.
Yeah.
But I think the core concept of what is it we do and how do we help you? And I think how we help you is the most important bit of it.
Yeah. And I think it's so important that it grounds everyone. So for the clients that we've done it for, literally grounds the whole organization and goes, right, this is what we're all about. And it's very powerful because it also gives you an ability to be consistent in your messaging.
Yeah.
So people come to me and go, oh, I just need to do, what else do I need to do marketing wise? And more often than not, they might have a kind of value proposition, but doesn't really mean a lot, and nobody really knows what it's all about.
Mm.
And what we do is kind of bring it all into one sentence and four pillars. So I always like to have four pillars underneath so that people understand what it means.
Mm.
So well, you guys can do it much better than us. So we do not do the pretty strap line because I'm not a creative. I'm very open about that.
Mm.
I'm creative in my own way, but I
Everyone's
am
creative in
not.
some way.
I'm
Mm.
not a copywriter. I'm not an ad. I come from an ad agency, top ad agency background, and some of the stuff, 1,000 songs in your pocket,
Mm.
could never have come up with that.
Yeah.
But we can produce something that then you've got 4 pillars underneath that you always talk about. And I still think you can do it as a basic and then work with companies like yours who can go, oh, well, we can turn that into, which is what we did with the architect client, because I had
Okay.
some very clunky
Right.
thing about making dreams come true or something.
Uh,
And then the copywriter made it absolutely beautiful.
yeah. Yeah.
Consistent
Nice.
messaging across everything.
Yeah. 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 So
Um,
because I've come from a branding background, and a lot of that was about the, nailing the value proposition was a real core selling
yeah.
point of the brand. It helped describe it almost describe what the visual aspects would be as well.
Yes, and that's what's so important. And one of the things that I find, I have a lot of people coming to me and going, "Oh, we're just getting our website rebranded," and it's kind of like, but you don't know what your key message is.
Mm,
So for people like you guys, like so difficult to get a really successful website without that work.
mm,
And for me, it's really important to have the background from the customer background and a bit of market research behind it.
yeah.
I know you guys provide a sort of what I would call a service to do that, but it's not the in-depth necessarily.
No.
And I don't think you need the in-depth for. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Perfect. Excellent. Hey, I've got my tea ready here, so it's all good. Um,
Yeah.
um, yeah, so
Sorry.
it's understanding that that's sort of the framework for it. I'm
Yeah.
going to blow my own trumpet a little bit here, and this is one of my favorite ones I've done for a client, and I think it will help explain it as well. So they do business contracts, so T's and C's, they do contract reviews, stuff like that. They're not lawyers, they're not solicitors, they're affordable.
Yeah.
Lawyers and solicitors are bloody expensive, that kind of
Yeah.
thing, and should be, this they can do that. But this company BB, I will tag you in the comments as well. They are specialists in just that. So I came up with business contracts on your terms. So
Ah.
straight away, you get what they do. It's on your terms. So a lot of what I like to do is put it in the customer's, who's
Yeah.
reading it, put it in their
So
voice.
important.
Yeah, yeah. There's a phrase I've heard a lot about weeing all over your website, as in we do this and we do that and we
Oh,
do.
my pet hate,
Yeah,
my absolute pet hate is one of the worst B2B traits. So you don't see it very much in B2C, business consumer
mm,
products. You see it everywhere in B2B. We do this, we do that.
mm,
I don't care.
mm, mm,
And actually, it kind of brings me back to the so what. So
mm,
Hannah, who works with me, it always says to me now, so the one thing you've taught me is to ask, so what,
mm.
at
Yeah,
every point.
yeah,
Why does the customer care? And that's where the value proposition comes in, because actually that focuses you,
yeah,
completely focuses you on the so what, and means that, you will focus on that so what,
yeah.
because, and it's really difficult within the B2B, and it's interesting. Don't know whether you've seen the LinkedIn B2B Institute.
Mm,
Um, Absolutely brilliant for anyone who does marketing, B2B marketing, because they're showing through empirical research
mm,
about the fact that actually B2B is no different from B2C. You're still selling to a person and you need
mm.
to talk to their pain points, not talk
Absolutely.
about yourself.
Yeah. Was it the pain, pleasure, paradise principle? So what's the pain? What's the pleasure? What would success look like?
Oh, where's paradise? Oh, I like
Yeah,
that.
that is from that.
I'm
Let's
going to take that.
give Al Pepper a shout for that. That's his principle on it. But yeah, exactly. I think that's a great summary of the value proposition as well.
Yeah,
And from that, so when we're doing it as an exercise, we often draw up all the things. So we've drawn up a list of our ideal client. Our ideal client is ambitious, is clear on what they're doing as a service, because some
yeah,
people don't. It's amazing how many people don't. And we can help with that as well. Fun, professional, a lot of the kind of obvious things, but for us,
yeah,
it's the ambitious and fun aspect that
yeah,
draws us to it, because we don't just want to do a run-of-the-mill brand or website. We want to do something that's going to be exciting, that someone's going to be shouting about, and be really
yes.
proud of. And that, when you distill all that into a value proposition, that's when the magic happens, I think.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And
Yeah.
I think it drives so much. And it gives clarity. It's really important to have that clarity. But I would argue that you don't need, so I do it in a lot more detail, and I actually would argue that you don't need it.
Mm,
Whilst I would love to sell it to a whole heap of people, I have done it with
mm,
smaller businesses like the solopreneurs, and actually it's brilliant, but it's not necessary to have lots and lots of research because I think
mm,
you're so close to your customers. I think it is important as you grow. And I've talked to a lot of people about kind of where the cusp is, and it's about 500,000, where actually that's when you start to be really serious and you've got
mm.
to start doing marketing properly
Yeah.
rather than kind of winging it.
Mm,
So yeah, so from my point of view, I always actually advise people not to do the detailed one, do one with you guys, get to where you need to be, and then as you grow and you actually need to start really investing in marketing,
mm.
to come to someone like us who will then do the customer research, who
Yeah.
will then do the market research, who'll then look at what you've done already, understand the competitors, because also as you grow, your competitor set changes.
Mm. Absolutely.
Um, which is why I don't tend to work with startups for exactly that reason, because I think as a startup, having been a startup myself,
Right. Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
a bit all over the place.
That's it. It's rare that you get one that really is really clear on what they're doing.
Yeah. The irony, however,
Mm.
is that when I come in, we tend to go back to what the original purpose of the business is.
Okay.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
as the business grows, we do a zigzag and we go, oh, maybe we could do this, maybe we could do that, maybe we could do that. And
Mm.
then you get there, come to me, and I go, what was it? And you go, that's what it should be. It's like,
Yes.
oh.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is amazing what you can find sort of just drilling a bit further down to find out,
Oh
what
yeah.
the
I
drivers.
love a founder story. Love a founder story.
Absolutely.
It's always a reason why someone's done it,
Yeah, absolutely.
why
Absolutely.
someone set
And
up a
talk about it,
business.
right? That's the thing is
Yeah,
people, oh no, no one wants to know that. No, they do. People want to connect
they
with people. So
do. I worked with one client. She's now she's now in front of the camera.
mm,
I worked with her 5 years ago, and we talked about it a lot. She said, "I don't want to be. I don't want to be." So it's taken her 4 years, and now she's in front of the clock.
it took me,
Camera.
well, longer than that. And here we are. But
And
I
here
think,
we are.
I think with a lot of these things, you've got to go a bit out of your comfort zone as
Yeah.
well, right? Otherwise,
Yeah,
yeah.
having your own business, it is all about going outside your comfort zone. I keep having to remind myself.
Yes, yes,
It's not always fun,
no. But
but the results
you're
are.
masters of your own destiny, right? I think,
Yeah,
yeah, something
exactly.
like that.
I love
Yes.
it.
Me too. Yeah, we're what, 12, 13 years in now. So yeah,
Yeah, we're
it's
7.
right.
Um,
Yeah.
so I was Sophie Davis marketing for 2, 3 years first, and then changed to your marketing department.
Mm,
So yeah, that was 4 years ago. So officially I'm 4 years, but
yeah.
I've been
And do you
going.
know what? I love the name because that is a great value proposition as well.
Yes.
Simple, it's effective, and it's yours.
Yeah, and I'm Ron Seal. So
Yeah.
I don't mess about. I like,
Yeah.
if I don't work with sensitive clients because I'm very black and white. I'm quite
Mm,
northern, and
mm.
yeah, and that's why I ended up with a very Ron Seal, what I call a Ron Seal name.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's who I am.
Love it. Yeah. Love it. I think, yeah, I've just overthought these things, but when you're doing it for yourself, it's a bit different, I suppose, isn't it?
Oh, it's so difficult.
Yeah.
So difficult. I actually had someone helping me with that. I didn't come up with it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I had a marketing help
Mm,
with it. So I had a sort of marketing mentor for a little bit.
right.
As I was kind of transitioning,
Okay.
I knew I wanted to change away from my name. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, she came up with it actually. She came up with the marketing department. And I went, no, I don't want the marketing department.
Mm,
I want your marketing
department. Yeah.
department.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. It's good.
So, yeah,
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks again, Sophie.
that's a pleasure. Lovely to
Look,
see you again.
and you look forward to our next chat. I think off the back of all these, I'll come up with loads more ideas of what we could do next as well. So yeah.
Cool.
Excellent. All right.
Oh,
Bye
fabulous.
for now.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.